Callie was really excited about going on the boat, and I was excited to take her out on the boat, and we headed up north. You know, it's about an hour and a half north of here. Had a great time. We were out there for a couple hours, driving around, you know, enjoying ourselves, had a couple of beers. And just like that, split second, everything changed. And it was like a bolt of lightning hit us out of nowhere. Came another boat, and it struck us from the left-hand side. And my girlfriend Callie was sitting to the left of me, 1 minute having the time of her life, and the next minute it was like I said, it was like a bolt of lightning hit us. I didn't even know what happened. I was leaned over. I couldn't breathe, couldn't see, and next thing you know, I came to, and I was leaning back, and I started to breathe again. And I looked to my left, and Callie was injured real bad, and she had a massive injury to the left side of her head, and she was breathing, but she was in rough shape, like nothing I've ever seen, and don't wish anyone to ever see. It was the most graphic, horrifying scene anyone could imagine, and I see it every night, every day. And it's like there's this beautiful girl with this injury, and there's absolutely nothing that anyone can do to help her. And all we did was just pray. I was keeled over, still having trouble breathing. I was able to breathe, but it was labored breathing, and I saw that Callie needed much more medical attention than I did. I had fractured my sternum. I knew I had some broken bones when the accident happened. I could feel it in my chest, and I thought I'd broken my ribs, is what I had originally thought. And we both worked on Callie as we called 911, and we just wanted them to come out and help us. And help was on the way, but they told us they couldn't come out to us. We had to go to them because of how far out we were. It was time to move her. Time was of the essence, so the only boat we could ride back on was the boat of the person who caused the accident. And George and I lifted Callie into the front of the boys' boat, and rode back, and she died in my arms on the ride back. It was about a 15-minute ride back. All I remember from it was just holding her and just praying and just praying and just praying. And I knew the moment that she died. And it was like this beautiful girl. It wasn't her. I was holding a shell. And it was at that very moment I knew that she was with God. After the accident, I knew I had injuries, but I didn't know how extensive they were. I had blood on me, but I thought I just cut my head. And I also thought a lot of the blood that was on me was Callie's blood. We got back to the boat ramp, and immediately the EMTs started working on me with haste and started strapping me into a neck board and securing my head and securing my back, and I was fighting with them because I had so much adrenaline going through my body. My injuries were very extensive. They airlifted me from the site to a trauma hospital in Melbourne, Florida, where I was in surgery for about 3.5 hours, while they gave me a battery of tests and stapled my head back together. I had 20 staples and 100 stitches in my head. Not to mention I'd fractured my sternum in 2 places, and I had 3 broken ribs as well. I haven't been back on an airboat, and I don't think I ever will, just because I don't think I could relive that. But I do still spend quite a lot of time outdoors, and I found other ways, other means to go out and enjoy that same area of nature without putting myself in that same type of situation. I run my boat 4 or 5 days a week. That's an outboard boat, you know, and I run it in the backwaters and the intercoastal and the Indian River and the mangrove flats, and I love that, but because of what happened, I don't think I could ever get back on another airboat again. And if one thing that Jeremy can get out of this is slow it down, you know, take a second look. I see it every day, especially on the roads. Kids are text messaging and they're rolling stop signs, and they're, you know, they look left real quick and they make a turn, they pull right out into traffic. And I guess that's part of being young and part of experience. But, you know, take a second look, slow down, and learn from this, because lives changed as a result of his actions.